Flosstube, welcome to Creative Whims Studio. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today is Tuesday, February 11th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. Yes. I just returned home today from Florida. Like, I got home just a couple hours ago. And I was gonna film my Flosstube while I was in Florida visiting my mom and Jerry. But you know, I just didn't want to do that. I didn't want to work while I was there. You know what I mean? My mom and I wanted to spend time together, so I'm late with my video again, but that's okay. You know, life happens. And I just wanted to pop on here today and do a real quick one for you, just to kind of keep everything flowing. But I went to see my mom and Jerry, and we had an amazing time, played tons of cards, and just the weather was beautiful. It was in the 80s. And it was not humid, it was sunny, and it would just recharge my batteries. It was awesome. So that was a blast, and it was hard to leave. I was only there for 3 days, but I went in on Friday night. We didn't get, oh God, we didn't get to their place by the time my flight was delayed, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, we got to bed about midnight. So I'm not counting Friday. But Saturday was her birthday, so I wanted to go down there for her birthday and spend some time with her. And Jerry took us out to this amazing Italian restaurant, and I had lasagna. We all had lasagna. We all had the same thing because they said how good it was. So anyways, I just got back and scooted down here to the studio to do this video. So pretty much that's my life update. That's what I've been doing, that and just getting ready for Nashville. That's all consuming, so that's about it. And of course I still on Thursdays have the babies, and I'm looking forward to seeing them this week. They're so much fun, so much fun. Okay, so I had an oopsie last week because I was telling you you could pre-order the cookbook, and then I forgot to list it on Etsy. It's there now, and I tried to let everyone know that was questioning it. I tried to let them know that I did have it listed, and I gave them a direct link, but in case you went there, couldn't find it, and gave up, I want you to know it's there now, and I will have a direct link in the description box below, so make it easy for you. Again, that will not be shipping until March 16th. It is a pre-order, so what happens is you purchase it now, that way it reserves one for you, and you know, it won't ship to March 16th though, the week of March 16th. For announcements this week, my goal is to do my new releases video on March 19th. It's a Wednesday. I don't know if that's going to happen because, well, I'm meeting Donna this Friday. So today's Tuesday. I'm meeting Donna on Friday to pick up the 4th sampler. It's called Pet All the Dogs, and she sent me a picture of it, and it is absolutely incredible, and I'm stoked. So here's the deal. This is what I decided to do. Not everyone likes dogs or has a dog. Some people are cat people. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chart separately where all the dogs would be. I'm going to chart little kitties, and then I'm going to chart the words hug all, because you don't pet. I guess you do pet cats. When I think of petting, I think like that. But I guess you pet cats. But anyway, instead of putting pet all the cats, I was going to put hug all the cats. Just so it's different. So anyway, I'm going to chart the words hug all the cats, and then I'm going to change all the dogs into cats, and that will just be like a separate sheet of paper that will slip into that sampler. That way I don't have to chart a whole different one for cat people. Genius! So that's what I'm doing. Other announcements, I don't know. I don't really have any at this point. Basically, you know, if you see something that you like that I'm coming out with, get a hold of your LNS, let them know you want it, because the shops like to place pre-orders, which means they call ahead of time and place an order, and then I get their order all together so that when they come to my room, they can just pick it up and go, because they are under a major time constraint. Plus it reserves those for them, because I run out of patterns pretty much every year, and they want to make sure they get them. Having said that, I am going to put a cutoff on the pre-orders for my stores, because the stores, some stores would get a hold of me 2 days before the show and do a pre-order. Well, I'm sorry, 2 days before the show, I don't have time to make more product, okay? So I'm going to give them a cutoff date a week before the show. I'm not taking any more pre-orders. You'll have to just come to the room and get your order. So anyways, if you see something you like, just make sure you get a hold of your LNS right away so that they can get their order placed and blah, blah, blah. Okay, we're going to move on to questions. On Instagram, I had a lot of questions because I put a photo of Newcastle Bouquet sampler on there, and I had a lot of questions about that. Somebody asked what it was stitched on, and I forgot to write it down, but I have it right here in my handy dandy notebook. Oh, something just went flying. I don't know what it was. Okay, that is stitch on 40 count, the Zweigart base Weeks Dye Works straw. Tracy said, or asked, does it have fractional stitches? No, I know. It'll be so much easier. No, these samplers are large. A lot of times when I do fractional stitches, it's because I'm trying to make something round and it's small. And instead of having that jagged line, I want it to look more round. And I have a lot of fractional stitches in some of my earlier snowman patterns, but I realize now, because I don't stitch, y'all have told me that fractional stitches are a pain in the butt. So I have limited them now to where it's really, really necessary. But my samplers are so large that I don't need to do fractional stitches. I think there might be a little bit of fractional stitches in Pet All the Dogs, but in Newcastle Bouquet there are none. I don't think there's any in Faith, Hope, Peace, and Love. And then Heaven and Nature, I'm pretty sure there's no fractional stitches as well. So yay for that, right? Stitch That Itch. She asked what brand of floss for the Newcastle Bouquet sampler. There's a couple, 2 or 3, let me look real quick. 2 or 3 classic color works. Let's see. There's so many pages. I think there's like 6 pages to that. Okay, so there's 1, 2, there's 2 classic color works. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 DMC colors, and then there's only 2 Weeks Dye Works. So mostly DMC. Somebody posted about the St. Michael painting that I did, and she asked, oh, Christian, it was Christian, are there more saints to come? And also Stitch in Stitchability, she asked, do you take requests for saints to be painted? Yes and yes. She gave me a list of her favorite saints that she'd like to see painted. I do plan on painting more saints. I was, oh, and I got something exciting to tell you. So I donated my St. Michael original painting to the seminarian auction dinner, and the next day, one of my very best friends texts me, and she's like, I got your St. Michael painting. We're going to hang it in our bedroom. And I was like, wow. I love it when someone I know gets one of my paintings. So I do plan on probably painting that again, not the exact same way, because that bores me to death to paint something twice. But I will paint more saints because saints are awesome. On Facebook, Janet asked, is there any stitching conversions like bead and button that has lots of classes? Did I say conversions? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Is there any stitching conventions like bead and button where they have lots of classes? I don't really know of any, but then Peg Coleman, she answered her and said at the end of May in Nashua, it's called Nashua Needleworks. Anyways, she answered it and said that that was a good one. So if anyone has any idea of any sort of needlework conventions where, you know, I know what she's talking about. Okay, just for instance, if you are into rug hooking, there is every year in August, or is it July? I don't know, July or August. It's in Sauter Village. It's Rug Hooking Week, and it's really cool because they have all these rugs on display, and then there's prizes like first, second, and third prize, and then there's speakers, and then also they have a lot of classes on how to choose your wool for your rug pattern, how to finish your rugs, how to do, you know, realistic faces in rug hooking, all of that kind of thing. So it would be cool if there was something like that for needlework, you know, that would have punch needle and cross stitch and all those different things. I don't know that there is. So if anyone knows of that, please put it in the comments below so that we can share that with each other. Okay, Sandra asked, would love Serenity in cross stitch, or can you do it as a print? Serenity is that painting that I finished and showed last week. I don't know where it's at now. But I don't know if I'm going to do that in cross stitch. I have 2 other angels charted already but are not sent out, and then I have a Madonna and Child already charted and not sent out. So, you know, it may get charted, I don't know. But yes, definitely it will be available in a print coming soon. I'm just so buried getting ready for Nashville that I haven't made the prints yet. Okay, whips. Okay, y'all. So I had time. You know, you got to get to the airport like 2 hours early, so then you just hurry up and wait, and you sit there and twiddle your thumbs. Not me. I can't stand not having something to do. So I had my laptop with me, and I designed a new sampler. I had started on the sampler already, but working on it in the airport, I worked on it on the plane on the way down there. I worked on it on the plane on the way back. I worked on it anyways. And it was funny because on the way down there, I was working on this, and a lady said, she asked me when I was done and we landed and everything, she said, hey, you were on your computer. It looked like cross stitch. She goes, was that like a cross stitch game or something? She thought I was playing a game. I thought that was so cute. And I said, no, I said, I'm actually a cross stitch pattern designer. So I thought that was funny that, you know, she even recognized cross stitch on the computer. I was surprised. So I'm going to give you this really quick sneak peek. I think it's done. I absolutely love it so very much. The only part that I had done prior to my trip was the outer border, and basically the bottom border was pretty much done, but all the rest of it I designed while I was at the airport or on the plane. So I love making good use of my time. But I just want to show you real quick. This is just real quick, just a little teaser for you. And I'm going to get that. I'm going to pull the floss and get the linen ready quickly because I have my wonderful stitchers are chomping at the bit. I'm ready to stitch something new, so I am excited to get that one out and continue to design samplers because it's a total blast. It's just so different. I don't know if I've mentioned this before. I think I have, but in case you're new to my channel, when I design cross stitch, I start out with a sketch of some sort because most of my cross stitch and punch needle come from my artwork, either my sketchbook or even from a painting, especially my angels. All of those are, I take the painting, a digital print of the painting, and I bring that into my cross stitch program, and then I work on it from there. But when it comes to designing samplers, I don't. I just start with a big blank canvas on my computer program, and I usually do the border first, and then I just start making motifs and building it inside the program. And I love that way of designing. It is so much fun. And it really lends itself to designing samplers. Okay, finishes. I've got a couple, I have a previous finish, and then I have one that was a finish, but I fully finished it just today because I wanted to. But this one is PN 106. This is, it's not fresh eggs. What is it called? Maybe it is fresh eggs. Anywho, I put that on a book. I don't know if I showed this already. If I did, my apologies, but that book was perfect. It excites me so much when I find a book that matches the color and the size perfectly to one of my designs. And then this one is a PN 182 Welcome Spring Bunny. How cute! So this paddle, I painted that using the caramel colors, and I know I told you I would do a tutorial on caramel colors, and I still plan on doing that. And then I used, let me see. Lady Dot Creates Barn Door chenille around the punch needle, and then little fake lamb's ear that I got at Joann and just kind of chopped it. And then that little brass looking heart kind of has that pink cast to it. I thought it was really cute. So those are previous finishes and a fully finish. And then, all right, I'm gonna show you another insider look at a market release. Okay, so I told you all that it's the 15th year. 2020 is my 15th year in the needlework business. Not doing cross stitch, but doing punch needle. Okay, so it's when I started doing shows. And I wanted to do a celebration of some sort, okay, for that year. So I showed you, I keep teasing you that I'm making this certain thing, exciting new thing that I've never done before. Well, I'm going to show it to you because I can't stand it, because this is the proof that came in, and it's a book. The book is called Celebrate. It says Celebrate 15 Years of Needlework. A collection of 15 cross-stitch charts by Teresa Kogut's Creative Whims. So this is the cover. And then I photographed those two little mini samplers that I showed you last week. Okay, so what I did is I wanted it to be on a ring, a wire binder, so that when you are stitching, you can open it all the way up. And, you know, because other books, they just don't fold all the way over. So then the inside page is just a little write-up about how I started doing cross-stitch, and then a few things about this book that you should know. And then I'm not going to show the rest because they're charts. There's 15 charts in here, and then I'm doing a punch needle one. The punch needle one might not be at market. If it's not, it will be as soon as possible after market, probably in April, and it will just be a release all on its own. I'm going to still try to get it done for Nashville because the company I'm working with to make these are incredibly fast. I've had 400 of these made. So I don't know if that's enough. I don't know if that's too many. I've never done this. I have no idea how this is gonna go. But there's 15 different charts in here, and there's some everyday charts. There's a couple two farm charts. There's a couple, or there's like 3 that are just words and like motifs around the words and things. I love this one. It says, if you don't like where you are, change. Okay, let me start over. I'm so sorry. If you don't like where you are, change it. You're not a tree. I love that because I hate it when people complain and complain and complain, but they don't do anything about it. They don't try to change it. They don't try to make, don't try to change it. So anyway, that one's called Not a Tree. Then I got a little puppy dog one. I have really cute puppy dog art that I have never charted. So I have a little one in here. I have a Halloween one that's called Bad Kitty, and I cannot wait for someone to stitch this because it's going to be so cute. I have a little scarecrow. I have a Santa, and then I have 2 other Christmas ones, and then in the back I have a snowman one. The last one is a snowman. So it kind of goes through the year. I tried to mix it up and have a nice variety of things in here so that someone could find something, more than one hopefully, but things that float their boat. So anyway, and then on the back it says celebrate, and then it's just got all my my web information on how to stay connected and copyright information, and that's it. So there you go, guys. That is an FFO for me, and I'm so excited to get these books in and see how they sell. I hope they sell well, and if they do sell well, I plan on doing more because I really enjoyed making this book, and it's just pretty cool. It's exciting. Anyways, just something new, and I can't wait to see how it worked out. So I don't have any haul other than I bought a new purse when I was in Florida. Is it just me, or do you like getting a new purse with lots of pockets and different things? Okay. I didn't realize this. My Q&A was, I ran out of room on this side, and so it's over here. I have a few more questions to answer here. Sorry about that. Jenny said, are you getting away from primitive designs? Girl, no way. Primitive is my love. I love all the things that I do, but primitive is near and dear to my heart. I will not quit doing primitive designs. I think she asked that because I'm doing the samplers. The angels are not primitive, and then in Punch Needle, I'm doing that farm series, and they're a little bit more realistic looking than primitive. But no, I'm not getting away from primitive. Leslie asked, is your new angel for sale? Oh, I think she's talking about my painting. My new angel will be for sale on my Etsy shop soon. The original, I do plan on selling Serenity. I'm not selling this one, this one right here, because that one's going in my spare bedroom. And I hope this thing's focusing on me and not that painting behind me. Doggone it. This whole entire video could be blurry for all I know. Let me just see something. Oh, it might be there. If it focuses. Okay, it's on me. All right, guys, sorry about that. Let's see. Another person asked me a question. She said, is the punch needle of the fox behind you available in cross stitch? She's talking about this right here, that punch needle. Oh my gosh, why is that so hard to do? Yes, that is going to be a new release. I just got that back with the 3rd sampler right before I left for Florida. So, yep, that's coming out at market. Marlene Holler, she said, she wanted my opinion on the IOD mold that I mentioned last week. She wondered about adhering it to a small frame for a cross-stitch piece. Absolutely. I don't see why you couldn't do that. I do want to mention, though, I think I said it wrong last week. When you put paper clay in here, you press it in to the mold. I don't think you let it dry in there, though. What you want to do is go to the IOD website. They have a YouTube channel and everything, and they show how to do the paper clay in there. But I think you take it out and then let it air dry. And the thing is, with paper clay, it will crack. It doesn't dry perfectly because as the moisture leaves, it will crack. But to me, I like that because it makes it look old. Now, another thing that you could do is use Sculpty clay and press it in there, take it out, and then bake it. With Sculpty, you'll have to bake it though, okay? Carolyn asks, can you do both for the punch needle directions? Last week, I asked y'all your opinion on my punch needle patterns. Do you like it the way it is, or do you want me to change it? And the way I do it now is I have the drawing of the punch needle, and then I have the floss color with a little arrow showing everywhere those, the colors go. And then someone suggested maybe I should write the instructions out instead and say, okay, this floss color and then written directions saying you punch the snowman's hat, you punch the snowman's scarf, you punch the snowman's boots with this color, and then you list another color. You say, okay, the bird is this color, the house is this color, you know. So most people said just leave it the way it is. Some people prefer the drawing more, some people prefer the written instructions more. I think I'm just going to keep it the way it is, because I've been doing this for 15 years, and that was the first time anyone's ever mentioned to me about changing them. So I don't think I'm going to change them. And then, so this person was asking, can I put both in there? Written instructions and the drawing. I don't have room, because that's why I was showing y'all my instruction pages last week. As you can see, it's completely full with information, and there's nowhere else unless I add another page, and I'm just not willing to do that. So sorry guys, I hope that doesn't bum you out too bad. But okay, weekly whims. Okay, y'all, so Kevin and I, we cook every day, pretty much every day. We've always been that way, especially when the kids were young. We like to cook dinners, knowing that they're getting the nutrition that they need and stuff. And we enjoy cooking. I enjoy cooking, and we really like to cook together. But we went up north a couple weekends ago, and we normally do our grocery shopping on Sunday. So because we were gone over the weekend, we didn't go grocery shopping, and I was like starving. There was nothing here. There was no lunch meat. There was some cheese. I mean, we had no crackers. There were no fruit, nothing to make a salad. We had no leftovers. It was ridiculous. Anyways, I forgot I had these Atkins frozen dinners in there in the freezer. Oh my gosh, I am telling you what. It's low carb, and it was so good. I will insert a picture of the one that I had that was so delicious. So it's so smart just to have, you know, maybe 3 or 4 of those in your fridge or in your freezer for emergency purposes. And they're delicious and nutritious. Another weekly whim is, I don't even know how I found this, but on Facebook, it's called The Graham Norton Show, and he interviews celebrities, but this guy is hilarious, and the things he brings up and the stories these actors tell, it's a lot of fun. So I will put a link below so that you can like his Facebook page and watch some of those funny things. So for Super Bowl Sunday, we like to make just, you know, wings and different dips and jalapeno poppers, which we didn't make because we kind of ran out of time. But I found this amazing sausage cheese dip, okay? And you're supposed to stuff wonton shells with it and then bake it. Well, instead of doing that, we took the wonton shells, and they're square, about that big, and we cut them in half so that they're triangles, cut it on the diagonal. So they're like little triangles, kind of like tortilla chips, kind of the size of a tortilla chip. And then you bake them. They're so much better than tortilla chips because they're not salty. I can't have a lot of salt, nor do I like the flavor of too much salt. But we use those to dip that, or to use to get the dip. Oh my gosh, you guys, that is a gold mine. So wonton chips, they're not easy to find because they're considered like, they're like a dumpling. So they remind me of like a pierogi. The dough that you make for pierogi, because it's just flour, water, and I think there's egg. But anyways, it's a Chinese thing. So they're not like it's in the refrigerated section, let's put it that way, because they have to be refrigerated. When we were in Missouri, when I was in Florida, I was showing my mom, or telling my mom about it. She's like, oh, I want to make that. Well, where they have their wonton shells at Winn-Dixie down there is not the place they have it at the Kroger up here in Michigan. So you might want to just ask somebody at your grocery store where to find them, because I think everyone does it differently. My mom's was in the produce section, and where it was for us at Kroger was way in the back by the freezer section, but it had the sour cream and the cream cheese and all that and yogurts and stuff. It was back there, which I thought was really weird. Skip Bow. I mentioned card games last week. My mom loves Skip Bow. We must have played 50 games of Skip Bow. We played Skip Bow, we played Peanuts, we played golf, we had a blast. Her and I love playing card games. Jerry doesn't like playing card games, so it was just my mom and I. Okay, my last weekly whim. I discovered this through Priscilla and Chelsea. I was on Instagram and Chelsea made a post of their new spring pattern, and it said there's a link, something about link to our Etsy shop in our bio. So I wanted to check out their new Etsy shop. Congratulations, ladies, that's pretty cool. So I thought, oh, I want to check that out. So I went to her bio and I clicked on this link. And this thing came up and it said Priscilla's blog, Priscilla's, Instagram, our new Etsy shop. I mean, it had all these different things, links you could click on. I was like, what the heck is this? This is really cool. I wonder how they did that. So anyways, it's called Linktree. Let me make sure that's right. Yeah, Linktree. And it's super easy. It's free. It's super easy to set up. And it's, so just Google Linktree and then go in there, set yours up. And I did it. I found that out when I was at my mom's. And I went in and set up mine in like 5 minutes. So now if you go to my Instagram and you go to my bio page and you click on that link, it'll have my Etsy shop. It'll have my creative whims. It'll have where to get my art and punch needle tutorials. It will have my Facebook page on there. I mean, it's really cool. So I wanted to share that with you guys. Okay, ready for giveaway? So last week's giveaway was for Cross Stitch 216, which is one of the new releases in January, Be Kind. And I'm going to insert the random YouTube comment picker here. So this week's comment, you had to write, live by faith. Let's see who's the winner. The winner is Marcy Downs. She said, live by faith. Love your angels. Thank you very much, Marcy, and thank you everyone for participating. So congratulations, Marcy Downs. If you could please email me your physical address here at this email below, I would really appreciate that. I'll get that right out to you. You have a week to claim your prize. And yeah, the what you had to type in was live by faith. So thanks everyone for participating. And this week's giveaway is going to be one of my new releases, Newcastle Bouquet. Everyone's loving that design, so I thought, I'm going to make that the giveaway. So you'll be getting that. Whoever wins this is probably going to get this before I even leave for Nashville. That's pretty cool. So we're going to find, let me grab my Angel Kindness cards and see what this week brings us. All right, this week's angel is peaceful. It says, you were born with a purpose that is unique to you. Only you can carry it out. So be you, trust God, and believe in yourself. Okay, so that is kind of weird that it's about that, because that's pretty much what we talked about last week. That we all have a purpose and only we can carry it out. So, let's see. You were born with a purpose that is unique to you. Only you can carry it out. So be you, trust God, and believe in yourself. Okay, so to get in the drawing for Newcastle Bouquet, the key word is believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. I'm going to write that down so don't forget. Now, last thing is Chinese fortune teller. And Catherine Birkenbein. She said purple 8-1. I gotta hold this thing the right way. All right, P-U-R-P-L-E 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Number 1. My favorite. Okay, my favorite. Since I'm doing so much designing and writing instructions and pulling floss and sending stuff out to be stitched, let's do my favorite Weeks Dye Works floss colors. As you probably know, if you're familiar with my patterns, I use more Weeks Dye Works than any other floss. I am branching out into Classic Colorworks. I'm using more DMC, especially with my samplers and the angels and the work of heart designs. But anyways, Weeks Dye Works. I've been using them since I started 15 years ago, and we have a nice working relationship. I have this little thing I put together for y'all. These are some of the most used colors that I absolutely love. I use these colors a lot. These, however, I mean, it's not all the colors I use. I use a lot of their colors. They're browns and they're oranges, rust colors. They have some amazing greens, every shade of green you can imagine. They just have a huge variety. But I wanted to just kind of pull the ones that I use the most. Oh, I should have put onyx on here, because for black, I really like onyx because it's not a solid black and it's not as deep and dark as like DMC 310. I mean, that's like the deepest black you can get. Their onyx is, well, let me see if I have one. Okay, y'all. I added a couple colors in there. So I'm just going to go over these. Light khaki. Stunning, stunning color. I hope this is focusing. Okay. This is corn silk. I love, it's like a, it's more of a tan. Then we have cocoa, pecan, and I love Tobacco Road. There's greens, there's rust, some browns. It's to die for color. When you're doing fall leaves, this is an amazing one. Oh, and they're greens. This is just a small portion of the greens that they offer. This is sage, Oscar, kudzu, what is that one? Terrapin. There's tarragon and terrapin, and they're very similar. So, and then this one is it bark? No, caper. Caper right here. Then for darks, I love swamp water. So swamp water is variegated brown and black. And when you are doing a background, it looks like you're using two different colors, and you can make swirls. You can just make interesting, especially for punch needle, you can really make some cool things. And then here's the onyx I was telling you about. It's not super deep black, and it's got some lights and some darks in there. And then for their blues, I like gunmetal. It's a little bit purpley, but for red, white, and blue, I love it. And then we have Fathom. Fathom's a really nice navy. And then their reds, Cayenne, and then Red Rocks is so similar to Cayenne that I interchange those a lot. And then Crimson. Another one I really love is Brick, but I don't have any. I'm out of it, so I couldn't show it to you. But I use a lot of Brick, Crimson, and Cayenne and Red Rocks. So those are my favorite Weeks Dye Works floss colors. Aren't they gorgeous? I mean, just so beautiful. Don't you just want to pet them? Pet all the floss. So, guys, it is 3 weeks. We leave in 3 weeks for market. I'm kind of hitting the panic button. So last year I had 9 punch needle designs released. I only have 5 right now. And I'm so busy, we are so busy stuffing patterns. I have pretty much all the directions written, the covers designed and printed, but the covers have to be cut, you know, all of the things. So I may just have a small release this time for punch needle, but what I think I'm going to do is I'm doing the punch needle book, which will be released in April. and that unless I can get it done for market, but I'm just not going to hold my breath on that. And I'll probably have a couple of 2 or 3 punch needle patterns at the same time released. So, because I love punch needle. It's just, I don't know, it gets away from me every year getting ready for market, and what can I say? So thank you everyone for being here, and I so appreciate your comments. Please keep them coming. Keep the questions coming. I love answering those and just getting to know you all through your comments and questions. And I so appreciate all your support and your kind words. And just don't forget, create every day. Bye now.